Google Android P Beta was released on May 8 after the I/O 2018 keynote, and the latest Android operating system brings with a number of new features. The original Google Pixel, Pixel XL and the Pixel 2 and Pixel 2 XL qualify for the Android P Beta, but the list also includes the newly launched OnePlus 6, Nokia 7 Plus, Sony Xperia XZ2, Xiaomi Mi Mix 2S, Oppo R15 Pro, Vivo X21 and the essential PH1 phone. A big question for users will be what changes with Android P, and does it offer a drastically different user experience? I have been using Android P on the Google Pixel 2 XL for over a week, and here's everything that's new with the system. How to download Android P on your Google Pixel 2 XL smartphone. First, for those wondering how they can download the Android P Beta on their phones, you need to head to google.com web link and see if your device is on the list. If you are signed into your Google account on the desktop and phone where you wish to install Android P, you should see its name reflected in the list. Again, this is limited to the devices mentioned above. Once you see your device, which in my case was Pixel 2 XL, you can opt in. Google recommends you back up all your data before opting in and installing the new OS, which is still in beta mode and can therefore be buggy and prone to crashes. Once you opt in, you should see the new software reflect on your smartphone. To download and install, reboot and Android P should be up and running on your supported device. Remember, if you wish to opt out, you can do that, but make sure all data is backed up. As soon as you opt out, all data on the device will be deleted and the phone will go back to the old OS. Android P and navigation gestures, how do they work? Android P has new gestures for navigation suited for the taller 18:9 displays. In Android P, there is a single home button at the bottom, and those three buttons, which have traditionally been associated with Android, are gone. However, as I noticed, installing Android P did not automatically bring the single home button. Instead, one has to go to Settings System Gestures on the Pixel 2 XL. In Gestures, one has to turn on the Swipe Up on Home button option, which will activate the new navigation gestures. Once this is turned on, the Overview button on the bottom right of the screen will disappear. The gestures might take some time for users to figure out, but once you do, this is definitely an easier way of navigating the phone. One has to swipe up for Overview, where all recently used apps appear in full screen preview. The Smart Text Selection feature works in Overview as well, and I found I could copy text from apps in this part of the UI. To access the app tray, a user has to swipe all the way up and the entire menu appears, though in the first few attempts this can be confusing and I often ended up opening the Overview section. The interesting thing in Overview is that the Google search bar is now present at the bottom, along with the tray of the last used apps. Android P and the notifications shade, what has changed? The notifications shade has been redesigned completely on Android P and is a lot more visual with bolder icons. Coming to notifications themselves, they are improved and have more details in them. And yes, the machine learning AI element is also at play. For instance, Android P has figured out which notifications I tend to dismiss quite often and asked me if it should just stop showing them in the first place, given I do not bother opening them at all. It gives me the option of not showing the notifications or to continue showing them. This is one feature which a lot of users might find useful. Notifications on P are definitely richer and cleaner. For instance, with Gmail, when I swipe down and see what emails have come, the name of the sender and their icon photo appears in the notifications and there's no bulky text at the bottom. Overall, this is a less cluttered look than the previous version. Android P and the adaptive battery life, adaptive brightness feature. This is one unique feature of Android P given it is relying on machine learning. Again, neither of these are automatically activated and one has to go to the settings to turn them on. For adaptive battery life, it is Settings Battery Adaptive Battery. Google has partnered with DeepMind, an AI and ML company owned by its parent Alphabet, for the adaptive battery feature. In this, The system will be able to figure which apps a user tends to use more and limits battery life for those which are infrequently used. One thing this feature does is tell you approximately how long your phone's battery will last in the notifications. So for instance, when my battery was under 15% at 10 in the night, it told me it should still last till the next morning based on my usage. Again, the OS is calculating battery life based on your usage. Google is also using machine learning for adaptive brightness. To turn on this feature, one has to go to Settings, Display Adaptive Brightness and toggle it on. The screen's brightness will automatically adjust to one's environment and activities.